I love it.
And then Corey, he's on the move.
Had some crazy news yesterday. Ended up having to do some structural work in a very quick period of time. And it was going to be impossible to even get somebody out, let alone get the work done to stay on track, timeline, blah, blah, right? Dude, by fate,
Mm.
man, I promise you, by fate, and just I don't even know if I don't even know if I had enough time for what is it, manifestation. It beat the manifestation, whatever, fate just
Mm-hmm.
came through yesterday, man, and like really made some big moves for a really shitty situation. And it makes it a little better, but it's not terrible. And it's not like blowing our budget or anything, but just the whole situation is crazy, but it's gonna be all right, man. It's gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm actually excited to see this shit, man, because I've never had to actually do this. There was a situation a couple of years ago that where I was gonna have to do it, but I didn't do the deal because of it. So dealt with that all day yesterday. Haven't even started the rehab, haven't even started demo, so I don't have draw funds coming in. So here I am, like acquired funding. Now I'm asking for more funding, and I just made it happen yesterday, man. And I'm very thankful for just the people that believe in me and trust me and want to see me succeed, man.
That's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Did you
Yeah.
guys
Where
already
there's a
talk about the
will, there's a
topic for
way.
today? Because that was perfect.
I know, right? Facts. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah.
reflect, celebrate, and refocus. I love to hear that,
Mm-hmm.
Corey. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, man. It was definitely because I felt like defeated, man. I really felt defeated for a second. I was like, I've been here before, not in this way, but a new way, which I'm used to at this point. And so I just leaned into it, man, and just did not quit. And with balance and not being like this over dramatic mess and desperado, and
Mm-hmm.
I pulled it together yesterday, and I'm proud of myself. I'll be honest, but here we go. Like I was not planning that at all. And like
Mm-mm.
every flip, there's something fucking stupid that's a part,
Right.
and it's stupid to me because there's it's like new situations that I haven't been involved with yet. Always something new, so not necessarily something stupid, but it
I
feels
hear it.
but I change it up once I handle it and, just lean into it, man, and see the positive out of it. So, yeah, sorry. I know I
No, I
go on.
love it. It's so funny in all of the real estate masterminds that I get involved in. There's always military people. And Kaylee and I did this interview with a pretty big investor in our area who's also military. And he was like, "What's so interesting? There's so many military people in real estate, and I don't really get it." And I was like, "Really?" Because I totally understand why. Being in real estate, it's literally you're just signing up for a roller coaster of like constant, what are you going to throw at me today? And I feel like that's literally what you're trained for in the military. Like you don't know what's going to happen today. I don't like someone might bomb you, you might just sit on a curb all day. You have no idea what might happen today. And I feel like they're just trained for that. The constant unknown is what you signed up for. And so I feel like that's so similar,
Mm.
especially when you're doing flips.
It's interesting that you point that out because I've always noticed it's either military, restaurant industry, or like nurses and doctors. And that literally is the perfect description for each of those job roles. Like you never know what you're
Right?
getting into every day.
So I feel like they just have the longevity to stick it out naturally, whereas the rest of us are just working it out. You know what I mean? Like I've never worked in a restaurant, I've never been a nurse, and I've never done real estate. But you just buckle up and you're like, I'm on for the ride and I'm not getting off. Like that's just what I signed up for. So it's funny when you say, Corey, that it's always something with flips, and it always is because that's just the nature of what it is. And we're talking on the last call. If you just anticipate that it's going to be hard, it's a little less hard because you're like, this is what I'm willing to fuck around and find out in. These are my fuck around and find out parameters. Anything that happens in there, let's fucking go. Anything outside of that, we might have to pivot and reevaluate. But whatever, as long as it fits into what I'm allowed to do financially, who cares if I don't know how? I'll figure it out or meet somebody who does. It's so funny that yesterday I'm interested to see if anyone else had weird stuff yesterday and if there was anything cosmically happening that I don't know about, because Emily had something, Corey had something. I had a random, so we have a 6-month tenant coming up for our short-term rental. And I've been like really excited about it because it's like midterm vibes and I don't have to do as much and they're paying a good price. And I've just been really excited about it. But I made an exception for them because their credit is not great and they're locals whose house got just taken by the hurricane and they're living in a hotel right now and they hate it, obviously. So the wife texted me yesterday and was like, "Hey, we're thinking, could we maybe move in a little early? Like it's available right now. Could we move in early? They're typically supposed to move in on the 15th. Can we move in early? I'm really just sick of this hotel and I'm ready to set up and do Christmas cheer." And I was like, "Yeah, you can move in early. Don't forget, because of their credit, I asked for 3 months up front. That was how I mitigated my risk, right? I need
Nice.
3 months up front because it's snowbird season and those mother truckers pay all of it up front. And so I know
Mm-hmm.
it's possible, and I'm only making an exception for you because you're local and I understand what's happening and it sucks for you. So I'm giving you a local discount and I'm also like made an exception because your credit's not great. So I'm gonna need that 3 months up front." And she was like, "Yeah, no problem. We have FEMA money coming in. We have insurance money coming in. It's not going to be an issue." And I was like, "All right, cool." They had already given me a deposit. So now she's talking about moving in early. And all of a sudden it's, "Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to have it. The FEMA money hasn't come in." And I was like, "That's rough. Still going to need the money up front." But I got all in my feelings. Like, how dare you come up with all of these like side adventures on a mission that you begged to be a part of? Because like I told her she didn't qualify. And she's like, "We'll happily pay 3 months up front." That was actually her idea. It wasn't even mine. I was like, "That's genius. Yes, let's go." And my boyfriend had to remind me, he's like, "It's always the people who don't have their shit together that are willing to come up with creative, this is pretty options for you to get you to sign up." Because the frustrating part is not that you want to pivot. The frustrating part is that I've denied, no lie, 12 snowbirds who would
Mm.
happily pay me $800 more a month to stay in my house. And I gave you the benefit of the doubt because you had all these like nice things to say and like this great plan. And now you want to pivot the plan because shit's not working out for you and you want to get in early. And I was very frustrated. And Mark
Wow.
was like, "Okay, so let's run out worst case scenario." And I was like, "All right, cool." We ran out worst case scenario. Let's say I have to give them their money back, their deposit, and find other people. What sucks is I've already denied 12 people. So now it's going to be like the late people who are coming to the game because the snowbirds are very well prepared. They book their stuff well in advance. And so now I was like, "All right, worst case, we do short term for just a few people who want to stay for the week, for the weekend, and then we open it up and see if I can snatch up any of the people who I denied, like maybe some of them haven't found someone." And he was like, "Okay, so that's not that terrible." And I was like, "No, we're still in busy season. Like, I'll be able to figure it out." He was like, "And then what are you willing to do for this chick?" So we broke it down like, as long as she gives me all of December, she's already paid me for 1 month. So I guess it would be January. As long as she gives me 2 months, she can pay me the third month on January 1st. He's like, "Bet." So I had already told her I had to think about it. I just let it simmer, and all of a sudden she comes back, "Talk to the husband. We're going to stick with the 15th. We're going to stay on plan. Don't want to mess anything up." And I was like, all I
Nice.
had to do was just like let that come up with a solution for if she decided to stick with it and not get too frustrated by the fact that she wanted to pivot. And Mark was like, "All right, so what did we learn from this?" And I was like, "I don't make exceptions. I should not make exceptions. Like, I have this stuff in place for a reason. And as usual, like people try you. And so no exceptions going forward." But it did end up working out, thankfully. But it was one of those like days where I was just like, totally threw a wrench in my whole situation because now I'm messaging all of these people, trying to get them back on board. And meanwhile, I'm supposed to be working on something completely different. But it did all end up working out, thankfully.
Wow,
One of
man.
those days where I was
I,
just like,
I totally feel that. I'm glad that and I feel you too when you're like, you just want to lose your shit, but you just don't, and you just take that zoom out and
Mm-hmm.
just keep pushing through, like weighing your options. Just when it comes through like that, man, that's I find that happening quite a bit, honestly.
Agreed. And it was so funny to have him remind me. He was like, because the whole time I'm like, all right, how can I help her? Like, how do I help her work this out so that she can still make it happen? Because now she's talking about, oh, maybe we can just rent it for Christmas so I have some stability and then we'll go somewhere else because I don't want to not respect our agreement, whatever. So I'm like, how do I make this work for her? And Mark was like, do you hear you? I love this about you, but you keep worrying about how to make it happen for her. Meanwhile, you need to put that oxygen mask for yourself first and our business. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Mm.
You're right. But like the whole time I kept just thinking of like, all right, so how can I help her make this work? And he's like, what are you doing? You have to think about exactly, Meg, that humanity
Mm-hmm.
brain. I'm always trying to figure out like how can I make this easier and better for you? And he's like, that's great, but we have a solid product here. Our house is fantastic. People want it. We have options. We do not need to do all of this mental that we didn't cause. You're doing a lot right now and it's adding to your frustration. And I was like, you're right. You're right.
I love
That's
his level-headedness through all that,
Ugh,
like all the
me
questions,
too.
and it's a good way to look at it. That's what you
Mm-hmm.
got to do.
Yeah, exactly. And it was great because we were talking about something completely different. And I was like, and obviously I'm getting all these text messages from her because she's also just like a freaking novel writer. And I was like, hey, can I run something by you? And he was like, yeah, let's go. And so I broke it down. And after I got over my trying to problem solve or whatever, at the end of the night, he was like, you did a good job there. You took the like the advice, you pivoted quickly, and you didn't respond with emotion. And I was like, yeah, thank you. I tried.
That's
what's up.
awesome.
Like it.
Yeah. So
Sweet. Yeah,
we've already
it's
been practicing, y'all.
I love it. It's crazy. I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm like, man, it's December. Like, I'm just trying to finish this year out strong. Like, however that means to you, right? Because different people have different ways. And if that's like prioritizing family time, I think that's a great thing. But for
Mm-hmm.
me this year, it feels like the holidays are just non-existent. I'm on my
They're not
own.
what?
They're non-existent because I'm
Oh,
just
for sure.
I'm on my own time right now. Like I'm in a totally different mentality. Like what I'm working towards is completely on my own timeline. And so it was funny because you guys were like, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? We're like, we're fasting. And now like Christmas and New Year's, I was like, oh, New Year's Eve's on a Tuesday. I'm down to meet on the Zoom if you guys are. So it's cool the energy that the end of the year always brings for people and how people finish out strong. So that's really with the reflecting and the celebrating and refocusing is I want everybody to take note of where they're at right now, what they're trying to do before the end of the year, what they see this year finishing out looking like. Because man, it's for me, I've never looked at it from this perspective so early on. Usually people are starting to talk about next year by the last week, like after Christmas, and you're like, all right, it's New Year's. We got to do our like vision boards and our planning or whatever. But I'm like, I'm doing it now. Like my New Year started 2 days ago. Like
Absolutely.
I'm just on fire right now.
Absolutely. I'm the same way. I'm so excited for what's coming and what I've been working on. And I'm just ready to, I feel like I'm on a roller coaster and I'm ready for that go.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that for sure. It's like HVAC usually slows down when it starts to get cool out, right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of come into October, November, December, January, February, like it gets a little slower. But I'm slammed right now. I'm slammed, and I was wondering if I was going to close on another deal before the end of the year. We did that. That was when I got not necessarily a new business partner because we've known each other for a while now, old Stephen Roby. And now we're doing a business venture, and it was crazy though, man.
Let's keep reflecting and celebrating. Aaron, where have you been at? What's new with you? What's going on?
Yeah, sorry I'm late. I was dealing with a theft at Walmart, so I had to take care of that real quick.
Not the Walmart.
Dang. Tis
Yeah,
the season.
yeah,
Tis the season.
it's
Wait,
fucking
what did they
myth.
steal?
I don't even know.
Tampons.
It's like $156 worth of different shit. I don't even really. I don't even know what it was, but
How
She
do
had
you
like
steal?
fucking
Are they trying to take a whole cart? What is?
I think she was skip scanning. Skip scanning is when
Oh, I
like
used to do that at Target.
you fucking degenerate.
I was like 19.
Throw the cuffs on her now.
Yeah, she had like fucking meth pipes and shit in her bag. She got a charge for that. Yeah,
Damn.
Oh shit.
I was dealing with that, but I'm good now. Here I am. But yeah, I guess reflecting, yeah, this year's been a lot of ups and downs for me. I know Jack was talking about starting their New Year's early. I guess for me, that started almost 5 months ago. Still trying to get it, but then trying to finish it out strong, like you were saying
Yeah, is
too,
there
this year.
temptations for you? Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hell, dude, I cheated last week. I got fucking Taco Bell, and but I was hungry. I was gonna get like a chicken sandwich and shit, like a grilled
look at
chicken
Daniel. Did
sandwich.
you see Daniel?
And
That Taco
the
Bell gets
line,
you every time.
the
Not
Oh
line
me.
was
I
long.
boy, if you
never.
didn't paint the toilet, you didn't eat Taco Bell right. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
yeah. But I got the little chicken cantina burrito, so take that how you want. But
I think that's a win, my
I was
friend.
starving.
Yeah.
I was
That's a win.
starving. I was
That is a
starving.
win.
But yeah, there's temptation for sure. I
It's all
think,
about how you see it.
yeah. But
Reframe it.
as I'm getting closer to like my goal, like I need to lose 10 more pounds, and I can do that in 2 weeks, honestly. But I'm trying to get to my 200 mark by the end of the year for sure. But I'm noticing as I'm getting closer to that, I feel like I'm starting to lax more, and so that's including like eating like shit a little bit, but or maybe just eating a little bit more than I have been. But I'm still at a good weight. I know I've been flux for between 5 pounds up and down for the past 2 weeks, but I'm like really getting on it this week for sure.
Are you still doing the weights at the gym?
Mhm.
That's good. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, still doing that, still doing the cardio. I did the Stairmaster this morning, but my ankle was like fucking hurting this morning. I don't know what I did.
Hmm.
So I didn't run on it today. Just let that heal up a little bit, but did the Stairmaster instead and then just hit the weights. But I'm gonna try to run tomorrow and see how I feel in the morning. But yeah,
Nice.
just trying to stay consistent with it and really get to that goal. Like I'm almost there, like 10 more pounds and I'm there. And I'll be
I
down
think
80 pounds.
I think what you need to do or start considering too is what happens after that. Because a lot of people
Yeah.
will set a goal and then I think there's like a word for that where you make your goal and then you feel empty and you're like, what now? What am I
Right.
doing?
There is a word
Yeah.
for it, but I don't remember either.
Mhm. Yeah, and Andy Frisella talks about that shit all the time,
Mm.
and
Hmm.
he definitely makes a good point about it too. It's just, and it's not. I think it's, and actually, I think you even brought this up a few weeks ago. You were saying that, what was it? It's not so much the end effect; it's the process to get there.
For
Hmm.
sure. The
So
journey.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I
So maybe you
think
need a new journey.
yeah, yeah, I just need to figure out what that is. Maybe just more refining, honestly. Like that's what I could think of right now. But yeah, I've been reflecting back on it. Hell, I even catch myself in reflections of myself. I'm like, damn, I fucking look good.
Let's go.
Not to sound fucking conceited or egotistical, but I'm just like
No.
it's just been
Oh,
back to just me
homeboy, I
being
got
proud.
you. I
Yeah.
got you. I'll be your cheerleader. Look at you, handsome.
Oh
Oh
shit.
shit, my boy looking sexy.
Oh my
There
gosh.
he
Oh yeah.
go.
Oh yeah. But yeah, just it's just more of a just being proud.
It's so good. I'm sure you felt the difference. Like you're able to really love yourself now. Like you're happy with the person that you are compared to who you were like 6 months ago. And yeah, but I think there's always things that we want to either achieve or improve on, whether that's, oh, I want a six pack or I'm trying to do 20 pull-ups or whatever. Reach for the star or what is it? Reach for the moon so you land among the stars. Like just always
Yeah.
keep having that
Hmm.
ladder to your success grow because you can always keep reaching. And then you're going to
Yep.
be a person that you didn't even know you could be.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just this one. I'm trying to stay consistent and really trying to just, but it all goes back to just making it a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And
So
that's the thing with the temptations too, is there's healthy options. Like you can have sweets, but you can that like moderation or just yeah, what you're eating. If it's
yeah.
homemade versus just different things,
Totally.
like yeah.
It's and I like and I'm like I know when I do eat a little crappy, I know I'm not gonna gain like fucking 10 pounds like in one
Right.
sitting, but that's like what I feel
Right.
like at this point. So I just
For
feel like
sure.
I get like hard on myself. I'm just like fuck.
Yeah.
And then go hit the gym or do whatever I have to do to counterbalance
Well,
that.
just like
But
if you think about it in reverse, right? All the time it took you to eat well, to do the gym, to get to where you are now. You'd have to reverse all of that to go back to where you were, right?
Hmm.
So one taco isn't gonna make you
No,
gain
I
40
know.
pounds.
I know it's not. That's just how I feel, and
Mm-mm.
that has to do with I don't want to be. I don't want to go back to that.
I
You know,
Mhm.
hear
I don't
it.
want to be.
And because so our consciousness knows when we're lying to ourselves, right? So you told yourself like, I'm starving, I'm dying of hunger, I'm so no,
Oh yeah,
you're not. You're not, right? You
yeah,
technically could wait till you got home, or you could go to the grocery store and get something else. And so you were like, I just lied to myself. And that's why you feel shitty. Because
yeah,
you technically didn't have to have the Taco Bell, but you did. And so it just depends on what you want, right? Do you want to be the type of person who like punishes themselves, or do you like, yeah, I fucking had some Taco Bell. I deserve that shit. I ate nothing but salads for the last. However you want to frame it, it all makes a difference. And I feel like the more honest you can be with yourself, and the more you can be honest and realistic and still be kind to yourself, the better. That's just how
yeah.
I think.
No, yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. I didn't think of it like that before. Puts it in perspective more. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I love Taco Bell. You just don't understand.
Andy Frisella was like a Taco Bell
Yeah,
fiend,
he
and
fucking loves that shit too.
but he's like, I can never eat it again because he knows he's like, I'll go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Damn. See, and I
yeah.
feel like if you know you have the willpower to not do that, I feel like that's a win. Like I said,
Yeah.
when you just had the little chicken, whatever, I don't know nothing about talking about, but I'm sure you could have gone way worse. So like
Oh
it's
yeah.
still, yeah. And you're still won because you just gave yourself that little bit of something to make sure you're not completely denying yourself. You gave
Hmm.
yourself that little dopamine hit because I'm sure that shit slapped. And then you kept it back on the diet, back on the
Yeah,
good stuff.
yeah. It was bussing for
Yeah,
sure.
see? I
I
love
don't
that for
not me.
you.
Don't get me drop. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed every fucking bite of it, but
I feel like you're drooling right now.
I'm hungry right now. I don't know what I'm gonna eat for dinner, but I am fucking hungry.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
But yeah, that's like my spill. So
Meg, I'd love to hear from you. We've never met, but I see you on Facebook all over the place.
I'm cooking some delicious dinner right now, actually.
delicious.
I actually just signed up for a fitness program with one of my friends. Hoping I'm trying to make her a speaker on another group, the Monday Night Women's Trailblazers. And
Oh, nice.
Katie on Monday, she's like, "What are you eating?" I'm like, "My meal plan." I'm like, "Actually," and she wanted to know. I'm like, "I'm hoping to have her as a speaker because we never have enough about the health part of our lives." And I'm like, she could talk about health. She actually
Shoot,
does
bring
have.
her on here.
Yeah, oh yeah, I could. She's I'm afraid to speak. I'm like, I can be there with you in person. I'll be on your side and you can do a speak. But yeah, right now I'm making and I'm learning to eat new foods and healthy stuff. So I'm making bok choy, which I never knew what the heck a bok choy was. And I'm like,
Yum.
is that a veggie?
Yeah,
So
what
yeah,
is
I
Yeah.
that?
had to Google
It's
it.
like cabbage. It's like
Okay.
Asian
Yeah, but
cabbage.
it's like I stir fry, saute it, and it's really good. And I'm making turkey with it and rice noodles. So that's meal
Wow.
three.
Let's
That's meal
go.
number three. She's wanting me to eat 4 meals a day. So I did
Okay.
pretty good this last week. So I wrote them down on the cards, what meal one, two, and three, and then you repeat that. I don't know why I held up five, but anyway, for every 4 weeks. So she has a different one of them. Like trying to find bison meat here in little town Fort Dodge. Bison meatballs is one of my meals, and I'm like, oh my god, how do I?
Whoa.
So I've been around Hy-Vee and my meat department. Where's your bison meat at? They look at me weird. I'm like, do I have to drive to Ames or Des Moines for this?
Wait, so
Anyway,
I'm
where do
sure
you
you could
live?
just
Is that Wisconsin? What
I live
place
in
in
Iowa.
Iowa? Okay.
You'd
did you
Nice.
probably
guys
find
go to
bison
Iowa?
meat.
Jackie just drove across the
Did we
Americas.
go to Iowa? No, we went to Idaho.
Mm,
Idaho. Yeah,
potatoes.
close. I always confuse Iowa with Ohio and Idaho, so it's in the middle of the two.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been working out. Like I usually work out like a lot of classes, workout classes, and she told me actually that's detrimental to your like that's gonna not help grow muscle. So
Hmm.
she's the best way is to do. I now see why there's people that do just arm day, just leg day, and just cardio and abs or core. She said there's a reason to that because you actually do build up more muscle faster by doing those instead of all the time. Because I'm like, I've always been like, I have a different body type. I grew up on a
As
farm.
Danny stands there with the guns
Ah.
out.
Oh
But
my gosh.
I grew up on a hog farm, so we always did manual labor. So I've always already had that body type, and it's just, yeah. So she's like, but if you're wanting to gain muscle mass, so I'm learning with her. It is like she had me do a hardcore workout this morning. I drove to Boone, Iowa, not North Carolina. And it's only an hour south of where I'm at, but she's a pretty good trainer. And I'm like, week one, she's like, I've already noticed a difference in you. You look like you've lost weight. And I'm like, I'm still 163 pounds, which is crazy. Everybody guesses me to be 140 or less. And I was like, I'm 163 still exact, but apparently it's noticeable. So I'm like, yeah, I'm focusing on me this month now that I've left the legal process serving job. I found a replacement for that. So I still have a few paperwork. But anyways, and then what other job did I have? Niche trucking. I picked up some shifts last week, but I'm like, I want to be done with that because that's not healthy. Like when you're doing 12-hour shifts, driving truck, they have a camera, you can't just put this in a bowl and eat your bok choy and whatever, a fork and plate, because you have to have both hands or at least one hand on there. You
Right,
can't be
right.
messing. They don't
The
even let you
safety
touch your phone.
checks. Right.
Yeah, it'll actually talk to you. The camera will tell you if you're distracted. So I'm like, I can't eat healthy doing that. It's hard unless I make to go bites of that in a meatball form. I don't know, meatloaf form or something. But it's just 12 hours. What am I supposed to do? Just pack an ice where there's no microwave. There's no time to even stop at a Casey's or a grocery store somewhere for a microwave. It's ridiculous. So I'm like, that job is not healthy either. And I'm a contractor too, but it's just like I'm just working on my own houses. And yeah, I'm hoping to find once this month gets through. I'm actually looking at another property. I know I said I was going to get out of Fort Dodge, but there is a really good property and I'm trying to like get a hold of it. And I'm like, okay, I'll just create an LLC, call it Dirty Dodger LLC. Nobody will know it's me because I did say I was getting out of Fort Dodge. Only my real estate investor or agent will know. And my manager, who does my trailer park, she will know because she'll be my property manager. Those will be the only people and some friends. I'll know because then they'll tell everybody she's got rentals in Fort Dodge still. So yeah, I'm gonna try to keep that a secret rental because I'm like, I can make that 500 profit a month on it. I'm gonna make it happen. So it's just too
Let's
good to
go.
pass up. And
Go
Nice.
all in.
because there's like a shortage of 3 bedrooms here in Fort Dodge, and I'm like, ugh. Like, but it's just Fort Dodge. It's stupid here to deal with the city and the everybody. But I'm like, it is a good market to invest in and keep investing in, except for it's slightly going downhill in population. But 3 bedrooms, everybody wants that, and the price of that, the rent's going up on those because of the shortage. And I'm like, and there's always 3 bedrooms for sale under 100,000. This is a nice property, almost move-in ready. It's just got minor fixing up. I'm a contractor. I can do that. Replace the vanity and do some painting. So I might do that at the end of the year here. And my 1 bedroom rental dropped off market recently with my lousy realtor. Yeah. I'm gonna switch over to my good real estate agent. She's gonna list it as investment opportunity because the other one would not do that. They saw no point in them. Like I found her people like 2 weeks ago. I relisted it or reposted it. Here's an opportunity before the end of the year. 5 people messaged me. I'm like, I'm doing her work for her. So then now she's like, hey, it's about to drop off. In order to get with these people, let's renew. I'm like, no, let's not. No, I'm going to relist with my, what do you say, cousin-in-law, my real estate agent. Her last name's the same as mine. So she's awesome. I'm like, she's actually working with me. Yep. This is why I use an agent. Like you find the right one to work with you. Yeah, she's teaching me things and she's willing to work with me and yeah, learn with me and grow with me. So I'm like, yep, okay, you'll be my agent for Fort Dodge in the surrounding area. I'll just
That's
do that.
awesome.
So,
Wow, you got a lot going on. Sounds good out there.
oh yeah,
Oh man, houses under 100,000, guys. It's wild. A
Fort Dodge.
three-bedroom.
If you want to invest in Dirty Dodge,
That's
you can
funny.
get jobs for over $20 an hour out here. I'll lead you all of them. I actually got offered a few, and I'm like,
I'll leave you all of them. You're gonna be done with jobs. I understand. Does anyone else
Daniel,
have anything?
I gotta hear
Yeah.
from Daniel. They're like
He's just been throwing the deals up on the wall like a stripper.
Yeah. Throwing deals on the wall, stripping for them, getting drunk off of them too. Very much, thank you.
Oh,
Oh my
okay, all right.
gosh.
All jokes
It's a
aside, actually, this is
Tuesday.
It's a celebratory beer, and the reason why is because the fifth deal that I locked up, that was over in Punta Gorda, that officially closed with escrow today. So
Nice.
one of my
Nice.
first deals that finally closed, and I'm like, oh yeah,
Let's
because four of them already got
go.
canceled, and I was like, fuck me
It's part of the
sideways.
game, my friend. It's part of the
Mm-hmm.
game.
Oh
When
yeah,
you're throwing
no,
up numbers like that, it's bound to happen.
bound to happen. The one thing that I'm trying to very practice hard, and I kid you not, before I go to bed, like the passage that I say at Bible that I got put on the bed, part of my prayer is, dear God, please give the patience, strength, and guidance in order to do this thing that I am doing here in real estate. Thank you very much. Part of it.
Of course.
And especially with the stories that I have from different sellers, and especially that in-seller appointment that I did last week. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys notice my Instagram story mentioning how I
Oh,
had to
I
go over there
saw
with
it.
a freaking bottle of Dewar's scotch and a pack of purple 305 cigarettes?
I
And
did. I
what's even
saw.
worse is that homeboy put up a rejection for like an hour and a half. He goes, I'm under strict orders not to sign. And I'm like, I'm under strict orders to get this thing signed. I'm like, homeboy, I'm not leaving here with a signature. Long story short, in a nutshell, situations like that, and then also other deals that I've closed, like you said, it's part of the game. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for everything. Quite frankly, everything could have been more smoother with some of the conversations that I had, both with my team, both with sellers, and both with, I guess you could say, our cold callers that we work with that provided some of the leads as well, because there's been a recent shakeup in that. But other than
Mm-hmm.
that, though, I told Anthony, I was like, listen, you tell me to close, I'll close. Hold my beer
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
watch
and
me do
here's
my
the
thing.
thing. Forget all that everything could have been smoother shit. That's not how you learn.
Hell no.
That's not how you get better than other people.
Yup. No,
You know,
absolutely.
like once you get to it gets to the point of bring it. Like, how much crazier can this get? Because I'm here for every single one. Like every time Kaylee and I walk up to some crazy ass door, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good one. I can already tell. Because the crazier these people are, and the more they want to talk, the less people who are willing to sit there and listen to them. And if you can just grind it out and make it part of the stories we have. But it's all they're so funny once you get it done. And some of them are so heartwarming. Like we literally still get like happy Thanksgiving messages from some of these people.
Aw.
It's just part of it. And once you realize no one else could have come up with that solution but me. Hello, you're just gaining skills. You're just becoming a better person. You're just gaining patience. Like it's just making you better. I never wish for smoother. I mean, in the
Oh,
moment I do.
absolutely.
I'm not gonna
The
lie.
two
I always wish
benefits
for
that I
smoother. Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, the two benefits that I see to this is that about 2 years ago, unfortunately, a car accident, and there's a quote that I got from say car accidents where you can't necessarily have a rainbow without a rainstorm. So this is the way I'm seeing it. If
Facts.
I got to go through all of that crap in order for close of escrow, rainbow, and so be it, I'll go through freaking hurricanes and then some Florida man that shit. Yeah, all that
Mm-hmm.
crap. But then on
Get you a
top of that
kayak.
too, the second thing, not even, I'll do one of those plastic totes from Costco.
Yes. Heck
Give me
yeah.
a little paddle
Boat.
too, and be like, yeah, baby, let's go. Um, Between that one and then also being in a surreal moment, noticing that everything's starting to pay off after 2 years of trying to do this shit. Oh, thank goodness. Because they got my
Oh yeah.
license.
I want you
Yeah,
to
I got
touch on that because that's huge. That's a big part of being able to be persistent in that. Yeah, that's a big part of
Mhm.
your story.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. Getting licensed, my original mindset was becoming an agent to learn how investors work. Then I come to
Mm-hmm.
realize that there's a bunch of, I'm gonna speak French here, so I apologize for this. There's a lot of dumb fucks who are agents, and I'm like, really? You're trying to fucking hold your commission and not help out the seller or the buyer in this case? Really? I'm
Again,
like,
it's really not that hard to be
tell you a little
exceptional.
something about myself here. It's knock them out,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, too, it also made me realize that it's fucking cutthroat, which I hate it because I know myself to be a nice kind of person. Yes, I can be a dick if I have to. I can be a little bit more terse, if you will, in order to get my point across or in order to have a deal go through. But I don't want to. I want to be happy go lucky, couple bottles, and just be like, what's happening, y'all? But no, sometimes most of these people in the industry, it sucks ass, both on the agent side and also as the investment side.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie knows this. I'm not sure about you other guys, but I was on another team as well. It was part of the 18-minute challenge that Pace did in December. and this was direct to agent. Tried that team, and I was an outreacher. Oh boy, very difficult time. Stuck with them for 8 months. I submitted some leads, waited for closings to happen. Nada. Communication, it sucked. And I found out another thing about myself to where, like, regardless of who you are, if you're a girl I'm talking to, if you're someone I'm trying to do business with, if you're my manager at my old W-2 jobs that I used to work at, you better be on top of your communication skills. And they're like, oh, I'm busy, or oh, this and that, whatever. Okay, yeah, I get that. But like, especially in our line of work where we're trying to get deals closed, we're talking with title, transaction coordinators, we're trying to talk with, in my case, outreachers to see what's going on with this seller in order for me to call them back and tell them, hey, weren't you looking to sell because you're moving to Tennessee and then some? Communication is a must. I'm still working on some of it, granted, but it helped me perform better at what I'm doing now. Full-time closing on a new real estate team, living up here in this Peninsula in Orlando, and it's working out tremendously. It was like a complete 180 surreal moment where I'm like, a year ago, what the fuck am I doing here? Now this year, I'm like, oh yeah, I can shut my lovely peacock tail feathers and show motherfuckers what's going on. Maybe hell yeah. Like I got a
you found your
certain
groove.
swagger in my stamp. Yeah, I got a certain swagger in my step now, and everybody's it's trippy because now everybody's trying to ask me, how do you get your deals? How do you get your deals? How do you get your deals? To be completely honest, word for word, I'll tell them rapport, motherfucking rapport. Because like you mentioned earlier, Monica, if you can just
Oh yeah,
shut
Aaron.
up
We
and
love
listen to the other person
Danny.
talk their happy little ass off, I will gladly just be there and be like, okay, tell you got me flexing, fucking you over. You said that she cheated on you with another man. You don't say. Nah, fuck her. Let me get you this cash offer.
Kaylee used to die laughing because I'm like the master of half-ass listening. Like the master, because I'm literally just picking up like inflection and like quick little the parts of the story that these people think is really important. And I'm like, dang, she said that. And Kaylee will be in the room with me texting me, be like, who is she talking about? I don't have a damn clue who she's talking about, but she's really upset that the bitch said that. So that's all that matters. You don't need to remember this. You don't need to regurgitate this information. Just make them feel heard.
Absolutely. And I try to match her energy too. Anthony touches upon this, and I'm pretty sure every great wholesaler or great real estate investor will do this for no matter what. Mirror the other person's energy. I can be really terse if I need to, or I can be really energetic and sell and be your cheerleader. Aaron, I got you, baby. All jokes aside, there's some sellers where I even had to play therapist, and oh my God, it's almost very similar to my customer service job that I used to work at Publix.
Exactly.
Which that's translated into me being the best that I can be now as a closer. It's gotten to the point where it's dangerous because now people are telling me about their sex lives.
Oh yeah, it's absurd the things that people tell you. Absurd.
There's people telling me about colonoscopies that they got. The report that I built off with this one guy. This might be a little bit too much, and I apologize.
Yeah, we're crossing into TMI.
Okay, long story short, I asked him details about the colonoscopy, and I was like, "Oh, really? 2 or 3 fingers?" He goes, "I'm 3 deep," and I'm like, "Oh, damn, you motherfucker!" And that was the same investor that I got 2 land deals from because the report was
it was worth it.
Oh, he's asking me for advice too. He goes, "Hey man, what do you think I should do about this land deal? What do you think I should do about this parcel?" I'm like, "That one's ass. Maybe we might buy it. The other one, hey, come on, we'll offer you 500.
See,
500? It's wetlands, mofo. What do you expect?" I've gotten to that point with him, and he's like, "Danny, I appreciate you, man. If I can share a beer and a cigar with you, I love you." I'm like, "Come find me. I'm over at Orlando."
Yeah, like, no, just bring me the money, sir. The money. That's what I want.
Absolutely. And everybody's like, "How the hell are you doing that?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm talking to them." Yeah, as a wholesaler, you want deals to close, you want to go in there with a purpose, talk about the property, this, that, whatever. Nah, fuck that. I'm talking about more about their personal lives, more about the property. Because the property, 100%. Once we get into it, is that real quick. I'm seeing here on public records. Is this true? And then they'll correct me, and then bada bing, bada boom, underwriting, that's it. But out of an hour-long conversation, 45 minutes, we're shooting the shit. An analogy that I have now with everybody that I want to do business with, if I can buy you a drink and listen to you talk about whatever other than business, yeah, I'll do business with you. If not, bitch, bye.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it worked out great. Plenty
so
more
how
than
many
I can
deals
go into,
did you get signed?
Yeah, as of Wednesday last week, 13. That was the guy with the bottle of scotch and the pack of 305s
right.
that I had to buy him.
Lucky number 13.
That
Let's
was deal
go.
number 13. Yeah, that motherfucker. Whew. That's a story. That's a story for another time. But I'm working on number 14 right now, which surprisingly, there's an agent involved in this deal, but he was willing to present terms. He's a little bit green as grass, but he's willing to play ball. And what happened is that, come to find out, he also is someone like me who got into being an agent, wants to be an investor. And I told him, like, listen, like, cash terms, whatever. I leveled with him on a couple of things, but I withheld some information back to let him know, if your seller is asking for listing price, we got to come in at terms. And this is how we're going to do so. He's presenting that to a seller. We should hear back from it tomorrow morning. Seller liked one of our terms offers, which is great. So fingers crossed for that one. And then there's two
Nice.
leads that I had to drop today that seemed really promising, but sadly, it's an older lady going through pre-foreclosure. She
Mm,
gave me a huge sob story. Like, I started feeling bad for her,
mm,
really bad. But her greed took over. We did like quick stats: 250 on a property in Bradenton. The house has been vacant for over a year, back payments over a year as well. And she wants to sell the property, but her husband had her $3 power of attorney, and the $3 don't like the wife. So I was like, listen, if your mortgage is around 200, we can buy this for cash 250. 25 goes to you, 25 goes to your husband. She couldn't get that done. So then we're like, okay, if we have to fight your husband, or at least the daughters legally, we can pay you cash, but it's going to be 10K. She got extremely pissed off because she thought the 250 was going to be towards her alone.
mm.
Part of me, how should I explain this? You know, in the movies where an angel comes up on one of your shoulders and the devil comes up on the other shoulder?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Angel come up on this side. Help her out, Daniel. You got to do what you can. Devil side. This fucking bitch. So it was that moment. Not gonna lie, I lean more towards the devil side on that one. But
Yeah,
it's
there's
just
you the like part of it. I feel like in life in general, I don't know if you were here for the conversation we had about the person who was trying to rent my property. Part of it is you have to recognize that they have to help themselves.
oh yeah,
And if they don't want it, they don't want to figure it out, that's on them. It's not for you to figure out. All you can do is the best you can and be the best whatever in that situation that you can be, and stick to your standards and work within your parameters, and then count it as a win regardless, because you still did the best that you could.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I will say, Daniel, it's definitely cool to be able to see how much your confidence has exploded. And good for you for sticking through, because there's so many people that don't make it past a month even of trying, and they're like, oh,
Mhm.
this just isn't for me. Like, you kept at it until you made it happen, and now you're doing really well. So it's cool to see.
Definitely. I will say this. I'm gonna touch upon the mindset thing a little bit. 75 hard when I tried that twice and I failed the first time, but then I decided to get back into it immediately for the second time. It helped me get that mindset. I'll admit, if it wasn't for that, I probably would have raised a white flag. But on top of
Mm,
that, too, part of it is just always keeping in mind the end goal and then trying to figure out different ways to reach it. If one way doesn't work, all right, try another way, and try another way, and try another way, and be relentless as hell until you start seeing some progress on one of those ways you try. Being an agent,
mhm.
no. Working with another team doing direct to agent, God, no. Working multiple W2s, trying to see if I can save up money and then be able to do what I'm doing now. Fuck that. Now, yeah, I had to move across freaking cities from Tampa to Orlando and then do closing full time, but freaking relented like a mofo and it's paying off big time, which I'm greatly appreciative.
Yeah, and that's cool that you mentioned 75 hard. It's so crazy. 75 days isn't even 3 months. And if you just have set like
Mhm.
75 days of consistency can literally change your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised at myself that I even went back for a second time because the first time I was like, oh, I love this food. Aaron's saying that he loves Taco Bell. Well, I love my redhead Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich, big fries. I want to feel it when I go to bed. But all jokes aside, though, it was very difficult at first, and I used to work at a liquor store too, Total Wine and More, as you guys knew. So I was like, oh yeah, I love to drink my tequilas, my bourbons, and whiskeys. Not like an alcoholic, enjoy it while I drink it. And giving all of that up for 75 days, oh, the temptations were there. Stuck it out. Going to work out great in my benefit.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Oh man, what a Zoom today, guys. I appreciate everybody that was here. It was a good conversation, and I hope you guys can join us for the rest of the month. We'll be
Same.
here on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, so yeah, come hang out with us.
We'll be here for all the eves.
Yep. But yeah, let's whoever can stick around. If you guys want to join in for a 10-minute meditation and just set the intentions for the rest of the week so we can finish it out strong.
Absolutely. They were doing the same one as last time. That one worked out.
Okay, let me see if I can find it. All right, can you hear that?
Yeah. Awesome.
Sweet.
Okay, if everybody wants to take a comfortable seat, if you can, feel free to close your eyes, get comfortable. We're gonna take some deep inhales and long exhales. As you breathe in, fill up your abdomen, then your chest, and exhale slowly through your nose, pushing all the air out. After 2 or 3 breaths, you may notice that your shoulders begin to drop. If you haven't already, unclench your jaw. Smooth out your forehead. And maybe on your next inhale, you find a little smile come across your face. And maybe we take a moment and run through your year. Starting in January, all the thoughts that you had for the 2024 year, the goals, take a moment for each month. Some of them may fly by faster than others. But as you're going through them, try to find the wins. They may seem small, and unless you look for them, you might miss them. It may be things like choosing not to react, choosing something more healthy. They may be massive. Winning a property, signing a deal, buying a house, getting a new job. Celebrate each one as it pops into your mind. My intention for you is as you go through each month, when you look at the year as a whole, you can feel proud of yourself for the ways that you showed up. For the ways that you were there for someone else. For the areas of your life that you were consistent. For the times that you didn't let whatever was happening take you down. Take a few breaths directly into your heart so that you can feel this appreciation. Feel this love for the person that you've become throughout this year. The person that you'll be walking into 2025 as. What things do you want this person to accomplish in the new year? What skills have you learned? How have you opened your mind to new ideas? New ways you know you can succeed. We still have plenty of time in December, plenty of opportunities to grow, to expand. And I hope as you reflected, you recognize you're capable of all of those things, of things you don't even know you're capable of yet. Just like you didn't know in January of 2024 that you'd be able to do all the things that you did throughout the year. Allow your mind to be open to the infinite number of possibilities and opportunities that wait for you. Success that is waiting for you on this path. And how proud you will be of yourself each step of the way. You are capable. Repeat in your mind or out loud, I am capable. My potential is infinite. My ability to learn never ends. Take a few deep breaths. Feel those words. Feel them absorb into your heart. Feel them become true, real, thank you all for coming tonight. We love seeing each of your faces and names. We appreciate you sharing space with us. And with each meditation, I close with the light within me sees and recognizes the light in each one of you. Namaste. You can start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch it out. Come back to the room. Open your eyes.
Awesome. That was great, Monica.
Fun.
Felt like it's like a power nap.
Good.
You
Like
feel
it was weird.
rejuvenated?
It was weird. And I say weird because it felt like I let myself go so smoothly. It was almost as if I lost sense of gravity for a moment.
Hmm.
Let's go.
So
Cool.
this moment, yeah, I was like, I'm at peace with myself. Keep talking.
And
Keep
also,
talking.
you're a spiritual being having a human experience, so you already know what that feels like. Just throwing that out there.
Very true. True.
I love it.
So,
All the spiritual experiences.
exactly.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, great seeing everybody. We'll catch you next week. Have a good night.
Thank you
Me
guys.
too.
Bye.
Bye.